first off, probably good to comment on the scrimmage on Saturday. We're going to come out here on Saturday night and have multiple rotations at multiple positions. The level of competition has certainly increased because of the roster. I would say acquisitions because of development in the offseason. Going top to bottom, I would say both the trenches, both sides of the trenches, did a good job taking care of business at the line of scrimmage and providing enough knockback on one side, enough penetration on the other side to make it a back and forth matchup. Early in the scrimmage, it was the offense. As the scrimmage went on, the defense certainly did a really good job of forcing 3 and outs and then coming up with big plays. The offense early on, I thought controlled the line of scrimmage for a little bit, and then it was a little bit more even back and forth. The receiver position continues to be a work in progress. We're trying multiple guys at multiple positions. We're going to keep that competition alive. It needs to be, and demand the most of them, and really not gonna sugarcoat it. You know, we're gonna keep getting better in a lot of positions. That's one of them. There is progress, but we still got to have more. There's a lot of room for growth. The tight end position, Will is close to being full speed again. In the meantime, Elijah, Arroyo Dom, Jaleel Skinner, Robbie Prosek, those guys have done a really nice job. Khalil Brantley took a big step today as well. In the run game as well as the pass game. On the defensive side of the ball, the linebacker position has become very competitive. So that thing, we expect that thing to keep going and keep providing development and keep providing the ability to keep guys on edge and making sure that the intensity of that room continues to pick up, because if our front seven can tackle the way that we tackled Saturday and improve on that, we're going to be a good defense. The secondary has had a great spring. They picked up right where they left off here in the fall. They're physical, they're tackling well, technique-wise, Coach Adai, and the scheme itself has certainly helped them get better. You know what, in turn, they're helping our wide receivers get better. So, and the quarterbacks, they were hot and cold. They're getting tested by a defense that's very aggressive and is going to make the windows tighter. Is going to make those throws come out quicker. Is going to make those decisions in the run game a lot more difficult with the way that we play. But that being said, open questions.
Mario, how important is a guy like Restrepo on the receiver? Like you said, this is wide open, but he seems like he's a leader type.
He's been the most productive in camp. Unquestionably the most productive wide receiver in camp. And it's his approach to practice. You watch, you guys are out there early. It's not hard to find, right? There's about 10 pro scouts out there today, and right away that's what they're saying. It's like, whoa, what about that guy? Look at that guy's motor, look at his engine. So, and that's the goal of every team, right? You want guys that operate that way, and then when time's up, that put in extra time, that get in here earlier. He's that kind of guy. We need that more. We're very, very clear in saying that that's what good teams do. That's what championships teams, that's what their DNA is. So we're improving that. We still have room to grow.
Not that we sit here and spy practice, but I did see an ambulance.
Not that we sit here and spy on practice.
We don't, I don't.
I have pictures of the parking lot that make the difference. All right, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask you, because we did see an ambulance on the field. I just want to make sure that he's still there.
Everything precautionary. We don't suspect any serious injury in practice today.
Following that, Trevante and Isaiah Horton were out there today. Can you give us their status?
Isaiah's injury is probably a 3 to 4 day injury for him to come back. Trevante is a little bit more significant, and we're continuing to assess and evaluate, and it's going to require some time, and we'll give a full, description of it when it's time. But it's significant. We saw that.
Zion was working on this a little bit.
Yeah, Zion's close. Zion's really close. Mallory's right there. We're at the cusp as well. We have George Girardi, who played here, exceptional return to play specialist. When these guys come back, not only do they come back healthy and ready, they come back in a really good shape. A lot of times when guys come back from injury, the reason they get re-injured is because they're not in very good shape, not in very good condition. Joe makes sure that those guys, when they do step foot on the field again, that they're ready to play. And then we acclimate them. They go from maybe a 7-on-7 period to a team pass period, and then progress to the unit period before they get the real dose of the
This Saturday, I guess you have another scrimmage. I don't know if we're going to see you again. Is it the same exact idea? Did you change it up a little?
We just changed the times. We play games at 7, 8, noon, 4 o'clock. So as we structure camp, we want to get practice or a scrimmage at those exact times as well. The reason being is guys have to get used to what their bodies feel like at certain times of day. You know, we're a morning operation during the season. We have classes in the afternoon, so naturally we're going to practice in the morning. But during this time of year, it's a great way to practice your processes. When do you have your pregame meals? What time do you have to wake them up? What's your night before look like in terms of meetings and walkthroughs and all that stuff? So everything is intentional. Everything has a purpose, and we're working on processes. Saturday's process will entail a game day, I would say, timeline, right? It will be, it's going to be run like a regular game. Same thing as we did this past one. Try to get ourselves 150 to 180 plays.
Still here on campus.
Still here on campus. Absolutely. We find no reason to leave for
I could have missed him, but Jared Harrison, I don't know if I saw him. Is he doing?
He missed today. He should be fine by tomorrow. Some guys got nicked up during the scrimmage. I think he should be fine by tomorrow. If we practice a little bit later today, probably be fine.
Do a couple more
We're
questions.
getting Caleb today for the first time. Caleb Johnson. How did he look in the scrimmage, and what does he bring to this team?
Yeah, the light's coming on. You know, obviously I had experience against him as a coach out there on the West Coast while I was at Oregon. He was at UCLA, and he's a really good player. And he's in a position room where guys are playing really good football, and it's really competitive. But what Caleb brings to the table, he's explosive, he's athletic, he's really fast, he can track the ball carriers and close on quarterbacks. He's got natural rush ability. He's got a lot of experience. He's played a lot of football. Okay, so terminology-wise, very different. So there's an adjustment there, but overall, Caleb's had a really good camp.
Sam Kitchens, I know we're getting a chance to talk to him. Played well in scrimmage.
He did. You know, we thought he had injured his foot pretty good, so he missed the rest of the scrimmage. But then he was right back at it today, picked up right where he left off. Had an interception on the play that he picked himself up on, but he's playing really, really good football. All those guys are back there. The back end has tremendous competition, and it's not a coincidence that the positions that are playing at high levels have a lot of competition. Just a human nature thing, so that's always a goal for us for talent acquisition. As we recruit, whether it be high school players or transfer portal, we want to make sure that everyone feels the right kind of competition. Where competition is embraced. Competition here cannot be looked at ever as a threatening type of situation. You want to get better. The only way to get better is to be at your best and be on edge. Well, competition puts people on edge.
What type of
Last
impression
question.
has Team Mesidor made?
One more time.
What type of impression has Team Mesidor made? A little more than a week.
It's made a big time impression. His presence was felt. I think we all knew he was physical and explosive. Didn't know how versatile he was. He plays inside, he plays outside. Really good in terms of the use of his hands, setting edges, being able to counter. Not many guys, he's not an older guy, he's been around a couple of years, but very few guys are able to get stuck and come out of it with a good counter move and then have a counter after that. He has that. He can bend, very smart, very competitive, and he's got an edge to him as well. We want guys that play with an edge. It's important, especially what he plays.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach.
Everybody else? Yeah, one more.
James Woolley, it looked like you're playing more in the pocket than you got the whole scrimmage. Is he going to have more of a versatile role this year?
Well, you know, when you look at that, you also got to look at what's the offense playing at that time as well, right? And we're using probably 7, 8, 9 personnel groupings, right? And sometimes we want to get a little bit more speed on the field. So he's a safety for us. Sometimes different formations, motions, and reloads require him to get in there and be a beat gap fitter or something of that nature. James is really smart, and it means a lot to James. He's been working extremely hard. We want to increase guys like that. We just want to keep creating and increasing roles so that we can get the most out of them.